Yeah, I did.
Alright, that's good.
It's pretty nice
Knife in
so
the oven,
far.
okay?
Yeah. Everybody's tired, but you know how moving is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that just like a couple months
Become the
ago.
fruit fly queen, Kyle? No. How about you keep the fruit flies? I don't want anything to do with those.
Yeah. One thing that's worse than fruit flies are fruit bats.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Those are
They
bigger.
do poop a lot.
Yeah. Okay, here's a dumb question I just realized. Do fruit flies, do fruit bats eat fruit flies?
Maybe if they're on the fruit that they're eating,
That makes sense.
it's extra protein.
Yeah. And then I'm reminded
Yes,
of the.
Kyle, but what if the flies have infested the fruit that the fruit bats are eating?
Well then, there you go.
My logic wins. Aw, they don't do it on accident. They use a stick.
They use a stick.
They do. They lick the stick and they put it in the ant hole and they piss off the ants. And then, oh, that is? I thought gorillas did that. I guess I'm not well versed in the animal kingdom overall. At least not primates.
Yeah.
Well, I hope they don't eat shit.
I don't even know what a nettle is.
It's like a type of weed, but it can sting you.
Oh. Huh. Makes sense. Oh, common weed.
Like a rose with its thorns, so are the nettles with their prickly things.
Yes. Apparently they can be eaten, but they're really bitter.
Well, I hear thunder nearby, so I do believe we've got another storm in the area. I mean, it doesn't seem to be raining right here, but the clouds nearby.
Yeah, the weather's been all over the place. Very inconsistent.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then you can also quote Double D there. Summer names, you can never predict them.
Never.
So he says that as those three of them were picking up the papers that fell all over the place.
Inclement weather.
Yep.
Yes, Red Letter Media is awesome.
Hurry, everybody, watch out.
Mr. Plankett here.
Oh, remember, you know that that chick that Mr. Plankett put on the Phantom Menace review? The one he goes, "Oh my God, what's wrong with your face?" You know, that was a real person. That was a real person.
Yeah. Yeah.
He got apparently shotgun to the face. No joke.
Damn.
And what
It's a bit much.
And what happened was that person got a face transplant, and I think she was the first ever. I think.
A face transplant? What the fuck?
Yeah, because the wounds were so grim, and she actually couldn't speak for a while and such. I mean, she managed to be able to do so again, but she was obviously never the same when she got shot. She got shot, I think, by either her husband or her boyfriend or what. Oh, and by the way, she passed away, though, recently.
Are you sure you're not talking about the lady who was mauled by the chimpanzee?
No.
Because that lady also passed away, I think.
Press F.
Press F to pay respects.
Well, somebody to pay respect to, I've heard recently. The co-creator of the original Scooby-Doo passed away recently.
Oh no.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
That's sad.
Man, the Scooby-Doo I grew up with when I was in elementary, I think it was the one on Kids WB. I think it's What's New Scooby-Doo? That was the one I grew up
That
with.
one, yeah, that one is pretty good.
Because there seemed to be, like, with each decade, there's, like, a Scooby-Doo for, like, each generation. And the one I grew up with was, I think, the one many Zoomers could recognize.
I watched a pup named Scooby Doo, and then the original Scooby Doo. Where Are You on
Yeah, I seen that.
Boomerang?
Yeah, I saw the original
And,
Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I also remember watching the new Scooby-Doo movies, I think. Those 1-hour specials, I think.
Yeah. Did you watch the Addams Family episode of that series?
I don't think so.
You should check it out when you can find it. It's not on DVD though because apparently legal reasons.
Was that in the original series?
Yeah, the original, the new Scooby-Doo movies. Yeah, there was an Addams Family episode. In fact, I do believe it was the pilot episode for that series.
Huh. I remember the Monster School specials and the ones where they met Batman and the Robotic Stooges.
Yeah, there were 2 episodes where they met the Three Stooges and 2 episodes where they hung out with Batman and Robin, and there were 3 where they were with the Harlem Globetrotters.
Oh, I remember the Harlem Globetrotters ones too. Yeah.
And Mama really liked the one where Jonathan Winters guest starred. That was the one.
Yeah.
That was the guy who just did the voices and made the noises. And Mama Fricket, ever step back, cheers, my old buddy Jonathan. Burning, you big oaf. Why didn't you call me? But Mrs. Fricket, they just got here.
I always liked when they had Barney Fife on there.
Oh yeah, there were 2 episodes with Don Knotts.
Yeah, Don Knotts. Yeah.
I remember the Harlem Globetrotters also showed up in Futurama in the Time Paradox episode.
Yeah,
When they were,
I don't
and
remember
his
that.
Bender's Bit Score.
yeah, that's the one. Bender's Big Score. Remember, they're all doing math, and they're trying to figure out, like, while they're doing math, they're doing like the ball tricks. They're throwing it around. They're like, oh, how do we solve this, guys?
Yeah.
This sounds familiar.
It was in between when Futurama was on Adult Swim for a while, and then they started like branching off and showing replays, and then they did
Actually,
the
that episode
movies.
of Futurama was on when they were originally aired during their time on Fox, and then it got syndicated to, and then it was shown on Adult Swim and Comedy Central and all that. So, but yes, it was like within the first 3 or 4 seasons that Harlem Globetrotter episode was on there with Futurama.
Do you remember the Venture Brothers episode where the mystery van showed up?
Yeah,
And
the knockoff Scooby-Doo gang.
Yeah, well, I always thought that they were supposed to be like similar to Dean and Hank. I thought they were supposed to be like clones, like deformed clones of them.
Yeah, like I
Do
said,
you remember?
knockoff.
Do you remember Johnny Quest was actually in it, and he was like trapped in a submarine for like 30 years, or like a bathysphere?
Yeah, that episode too.
He was like, "Don't talk about my father, man."
He's like, whoa, you do not know anything about me. How do you know my father? You do not talk about him. Like,
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Hey, Emily.
Hey.
We just lost Megan. We get one, then we lose one. I hope she comes back because the party was complete. So yeah, how you doing?
Making it. Not really feeling the best today.
Oh,
So.
just you still recovering from it from the recent events, the recent emotional outbreaks, or what?
Yeah, it's just that. Been taking it easy today, I guess.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I've been having to take it easy today myself. Just lots of dimensional and timeline shifts been going on all day today.
I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing.
Well, it's progression, so going with that. But at least we all get to hang out and talk together here, Nerd Time.
Yes, indeed.
Yep. And Megan here was telling us about her butterfly collection, where she released most of her bugs.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I like to catch them and like watch them a while and release them.
Like the pin kind of thing, like
No, because that you have to kill them to pin them.
oh.
So I kind of let them go. Or if they die naturally, then I just sort of like put them out in the garden so that other bugs can, other wildlife creatures can benefit from that.
Mm-hmm.
Also breeding ladybugs so that next year I can release them into the garden.
Breeding ladybugs?
Yeah. You just keep them in a comfy little environment, a little terrarium for them with plants growing in there and stuff.
And she's got some cilantro smelling. No, wait, let me rephrase that. Some cilantro scented stink bugs.
I do.
Cilantro scented stink bugs. I've never heard of such a thing.
They smell like cilantro. Those ones I don't release because they're bad for plants. But I think they're cute and I don't have the heart to actually kill them, so I just take care of them.
Are they big or are they just like the tiny ones?
Yeah, they're kind of medium size as far as bugs go.
Okay.
Their mouths are little slurpy straws.
Oh my gosh.
This is cute. They look like the ones in Animal Crossing. If you catch a stink bug in that game, they look like that.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, they're cute.
Alright, just got back. Oh, Spunky's here.
Yep.
Yep.
Your
How's
profile picture has a nice butt.
By the way, how you doing, Spunk?
I'm making it. Yeah. Basically had something going on the other night, but I'm better. Quite weird. But
Well, I hope it isn't too bad.
nah. Things will be okay. Just also with the storm coming and everything, we're getting the end of it, so
Wait, hurricane? Was it Laura or is it another hurricane?
no, it's like so like whenever the two hurricanes that are clashing, I guess one of them on our side, it's like all the rain's just moving over our state at the moment. And plus I live near the ocean, so it's just all that nastiness is coming over to us.
Yeah. I heard that, yeah, I do remember hearing that Louisiana got flooded by the hurricane.
Laura?
Jeez,
I think it was Louisiana.
Oh, you must be talking about Laura. Yeah, Louisiana got crushed, along with the oil center in Texas as well. That got annihilated by Laura.
Great.
Do any of you are aware of this theme park called Six Flags over New Orleans? That got destroyed by Katrina in 2005.
Yeah.
And it never reopened because the damage was so bad.
Yeah, I think I heard about that on one. I think we've heard about that when I watched Mojo's top 10 list about abandoned amusement parks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think there's hardly a Six Flags theme park left in this world at this point. They were so popular back then. You got that guy dancing all over the place, but now it's like almost extinct.
No, they're still
Yeah.
around. They're still around. It's just obviously people see it as the Walmart of theme parks, so that means the quality is not that good.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta drop your kids off at somewhere while you go off and do your own thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you might as well drop off your kids at a regular Walmart, but
No, that would be Chuck E. Cheese's.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Too bad all the. I heard Disneyland is closed, but Disney World is open because Florida doesn't really give a crap about COVID.
No, it's crazy because one of my friends actually works at Disney World, and they're the ones that tell about the ride in English and Spanish and let you go, and they said it's nightmare. So they
Of
said,
course, it's gonna be. They have to use Spanish as well, just like in Anaheim, because that area I think has Cubans over there, and they speak Spanish.
Gustamos hablamos español. Gustamos hablar español. But we
I
prefer
do not
speaking
speak
English
Spanish.
because it's easy to work with. Oops.
sadly, I don't know Spanish. I can understand a little bit. I just cannot reply.
Well, the funny thing is that Spanish is basically the second language of the United States. It's not like officially, but it basically is in like everyday life. If you go down to the Southwest and in Florida, then Spanish is basically the second language down there.
Yeah, it's been adopted.
Actually, Lou, are you laying on my Wii remote?
Really?
Chubby Chihuahua has decided to make a bed on top of my Wii remote, I suppose.
Wait, your
Okay,
Chihuahua
great.
is fat?
Yeah, she's fat.
Oh, my dog.
I think he's mentioned this before.
Fun thing, my dog, which is a cockapoo, by the way, it looks fat, but when you groom it, like when all the hair comes off, it's thin. It's very small.
No, mine's just fat. Mine likes food.
My kitty cat is chonky.
And Mama never tells her no, so.
Spoiler. How old is she?
Oh, Sassy? She's like 9.
Oh, okay.
She's a little black and brown Chihuahua.
Mm-hmm.
Aren't they biters?
If my TV's too loud, let me know.
No, your TV's fine.
Can't hear
Okay.
nothing.
If there was anybody's TV who I thought was loud a little while ago, it was Bismus. He was watching General Hospital or something.
I was watching Red Letter Media, or well, I still am, and they play a clip sometimes, so it gets loud.
Man, when is Plankett gonna review Rise of Skywalker?
He's not going to review Rise of Skywalker. That's why him and Rich did the 90-minute breakdown of it. Like he did Star Trek Picard instead as Mr. Plinkett.
Yeah, I was gonna say, didn't he do something else when that did? But
Yeah.
I thought it was
Sony/CWC. Somebody messaged me thinking that I was you, and it was. It's really low effort, but I still would like to relay the information. And they said, "Hello, I'm an old friend. If you are Christine, the human vessel for the spirit itself, we used to be friends through DeviantArt, and then so forth." That's literally all they messaged me. So really low effort shit.
Mama was hardly social on DeviantArt, so.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know that. That's why I called it really low effort shit, because whoever's doing this is not very smart. They're just going off of shit that they've heard on the internet, and it kind of pisses me off that they think that you're that easy to trick.
DeviantArt. There's a reason why that place is called DeviantArt. There's a reason why, and there's a reason why it's a rating on Kiwi Farms.
Let's not talk about that. Ain't nobody want to talk about that.
E621, yeah, E621 is the next step up, yeah, or
Oh
the next,
man,
yeah.
damn, that's where all the good stuff is, though.
Deviant.
We're all deviants. We deviate from what we are meant to be on.
Indeed. I love the music.
I deviate. I'm not a deviant. Like,
So, but anyway, like jokes aside, so someone like legit tried to message Sonic Chu, and his mother, through DeviantArt.
they messaged me because I reposted what Sonichu slash CWC wrote in the CWC friend server, so they saw my name at the top and they thought like, hey, I'm going to DM this person because it's going to be that easy to to trick Sonichu slash Chris, and like I kind of took offense at that. If you listen to the way that they said it, it's really fucking low effort shit. Like, excuse my
Yeah.
language, but yeah.
What's all these kids? Like, why do they still think it's 2010,
You
like
know, like
2009?
I was about to say,
because they're summer fags. You know, like once again, excuse the harsh term, but they're summer fags who have cabin fever and who have nothing else better to do except for insert themselves into other people's lives.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of that, summer's pretty much over here. All the kids are going back to school. Hopefully that will do it. It's the end
I
of the
mean,
season.
Yeah.
for now, I mean,
But yeah, pretty much to be able to tell somebody, hey, I talked with you on this place. It's the modern equivalent of prank calling somebody.
yeah, it's just really low effort. I mean, that's like the what I told you, Sonichu, like the other night. That person was fucking. Excuse me, but like that person was just pretty much reading the quickie and all that, and just scaring us, you know.
Oh my
Yeah.
god! Like, people, anyone that reads the wiki. I mean, yeah, I get it's useful in some ways, but come on, is that really all the information you can get?
No, it was stupid because they were saying, "Oh, I know you. Oh, I know Spunk," and I'm like, "You don't fucking know me." Excuse me, but
Noob.
You've already got your own weens?
basically, like,
No, if I had weens, I tell them to fuck off. It's that simple.
I mean, like,
If only it was so easy.
I'm like they want to say that I'm doing this stuff, but like in honesty, like what can I be doing? What can I possibly be doing? I don't know. Sitting on my butt all day. I mean,
Actually,
isn't that what many of us
Well,
are doing?
I looked into it, and the reason why that person was looking up things is because they are trying to run operations and do nonsense to some other person, and they want to use I guess we could be called the CWC Protect Squad. They want to use us to go after the people that they don't like, and that's not the way it works.
No.
You know,
no,
I help out CWC and Sonic because he's fucking awesome.
yeah, of
You know,
course.
like I don't give a shit about their little like furry fandom drama or their what was it, the otherkin wolfkin community. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah, it's like I
Actually,
don't care. Yeah, it's like I legit don't. It's like I legitimately don't care.
well,
Like
actually,
they were asking me. Shut up for a second, cat. They were asking me. No, I'm serious. Like they were asking me like, hey, will you trade notes on how to troll these people? And I'm like, I don't do that. You know, like I don't like go out of my way to do that. And if I do, it's not for some people like out of nowhere.
Yeah, and
You
they
know,
were
like that's not my style. And then they're trying to accuse me of running ops on on Spunk when all I was trying to do is just tell them like, no, I literally have nothing to do with that. I don't even use my Telegram account. And then they went and scared Spunk, and then Spunk DM'd CWC, and then yeah.
I
And
well, I
there.
like that. I didn't know what to do because they were like saying, "Oh, you're next. You're gonna be the next." You're. It was just crazy. Like it got taken care of, luckily. But I was like literally at a family communion, and whenever all this shit hit the fan, so I was like, Well, I can't go home right now and deal with this because I'm 3 hours away.
You know, if Weens were gonna show up to me and what, all I would have to do is simply just show them my ID card, showing my hey man, you realize you're talking to someone who knows some people on a particular site that you're scared of. So fuck
Well,
off.
see,
Bye.
they claim to know some people too. They said they were like in project what was it? They were like they helped with the kiwi farms before or something like that. So I just personally think it's a kiwi troll.
Hey, look at this
Oh, the
man.
big
Reds are
bad
awesome.
kiwi farms.
And then this person they target has a Kiwi Farms card, and it's
Yeah,
like,
well, they
oh,
should get. Well, if they really did help out with the Zoo Sadist leaks, link them up with me because I did help out with those people, and I bet you they're bullshitting
Yeah.
because the people who helped out with that were unironic Nazi furs.
ugh.
And if that's not, and unless the person is a Nazi fur, they're lying to you.
Yeah. And no, Kyle, not with somebody with a bear profile pic. It was actually, I believe a wolf profile pic.
Yeah, because they're from the Therian community and the other soul community.
Oh
Yeah.
God, I
I
hope they're
mean,
They
not a diaper fur.
no, they're actually worse. They're actually worse than that in some respects.
Really? Oh.
They're the this is the one and only infamous person who went on that TLC show and said, "I feel like a
Oh
dragon
God,
on
it's
every level
that
of."
person.
Yeah, it's literally that person from
Oh my
the
God.
documentary. Like,
I
yeah, it's
mean,
like that.
yeah.
Yeah, they're internet famous. Like,
Oh
I mean,
fuck.
I'll be 100% honest. Like, as a furry, you do meet weird people, and I've met them like one time, but I never knew them since then because, basically we went to a meet, and people from surrounding states can come and meet because it was basically like a beach party. And they spilled something on their Sonic T-shirt. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not just saying this. They spilled something on their Sonic T-shirt and had a spurg. Like I like literally started freaking out and screaming and like didn't want nobody to touch her. It just it scared me because I was like literally sitting here, just trying to chill with other people, and they're like, "You gotta leave."
Oh my
Said you need to
goodness!
does
leave.
this
And then there
person
was
not
there
understand the
like
concept of like a washing machine?
Apparently not. I mean, it wasn't even that bad. It was like we were eating like yeah, or dignity, Kyle. Um, I forgot what we were eating. We were like grilling hot dogs and hamburgers, and I guess they spilled some relic or something. I don't know.
oh my
And
goodness.
it got on their shirt, and I don't know if it was new or something because it didn't look new. It looked like those faded shirts, that people buy from Target or something.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Mm. It scared me because I was literally just sitting there like, dude, it's a shirt.
it's just a shirt, dude. I mean, yeah. If
Yeah.
Nendo was there, it'd be like, "Stop spazzing and screaming all over the place. We're going on ahead without you. No, don't leave me, boy." And yes, I was quoting him from that episode of Psyche K. But let's backtrack a bit. Bismuth, you were talking about, why did you say that woman, she said she felt like a dragon, something?
She is
it
that
was a
meme.
yeah, it's like a it's like a twin soul slash Therian thing. Let me look up the
I can
specific.
tell you.
Yeah, there's a specific definition of what they call themselves.
They're twins.
They
They're
have a
twin and
nice little
Therian.
server where they talk about all of their different experiences, and yeah, it's part of the kin. They call it kinmunity, and this one is called Naya's Den, and it says that they've moved under. Yeah, they say that they've
Mattress
been
can come.
fighting them, and then one of them made a post about how they're leaving the Therian community.
And that was
So
her.
there's just a lot of drama and infighting that they were trying to put on either you or Spunk, which I didn't like because it has nothing to do with either of you, and they were trying to pull them into their little operation. I don't appreciate that. I don't like being personal armied.
Mm-mm.
Oh.
And the funny thing is, I signed up in there. So if you guys want any information on them, I'm in there.
Yeah, well, remember he slash she has your login info.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because they messaged Pluto like ICU from that thing and said oh, I'm just here, and like in a really passive aggressive way. He said, oh, I just want I want you to I want to exchange notes with you, and it's like, bitch, this is not how this works. Like, so be aware that this person is going through your phone and this person is going through your shit.
Okay.
Uh,
What I would probably need to do, I mean, he told me not to delete Telegram or nothing, but if anything, I
Yeah,
can go
I'm
to.
sure he did. I'm sure he
Telegram,
told
more
you
like
that.
Telegram.
Yeah, like, more like Zoophilegram. Like,
oh god.
I gotta hide my cat. Come here, Louie. You can't be. Come here. I'll protect you.
You know, I've actually come to hate Telegram. At least the community. It's like one of the
yeah, well,
most
that's why
toxic.
I moved. That's why I moved back to Discord because I was like, fuck this.
Kyle, the TLC card.
I mean, like, what's
Yeah.
the
There's.
point? Like, what's the point of going to a place that you thought when it's just going to be even worse over there?
I mean,
Is there no
some
point
dear
of
friends.
switching?
Some dear friends, like just furry related, are on Telegram. So that's
Dear
what most of them
friends. Dear friends.
do.
Yep.
Slaps me.
Dear friends, let's go meet some deer in the forest, my friends.
Oh,
Yeah.
wasn't there like somebody in the Twitch community that does that? The deer. Who was that? Somebody in the Twitch community safety guidelines. I'll show you that. That was hilarious. They're pretty much in the same boat as Maya. Yes, Kyle, there are some strange ones.
I like the Pac-Man one. Or is that a different show?
Yeah, the person who's obsessed with Pac-Man.
Yeah. The guy who just really loves Pac-Man.
Did you see? Oh yeah, the pool toy dude.
Oh god, I've
Yeah.
seen that one too.
My the weird one for me, the one that gets me is the lady who eats cat hair. She likes to eat cat hair and like licks the cats themselves, and those poor cats on TV look like. Help me.
What about the guy with like the? I don't think it was from a show. The picture of the guy in the realistic latex dolphin outfit costume thing, right?
I never heard such a thing, but now you have piqued my interest, sir.
Just look up. I don't know. Like I don't even know what you need to look up.
Yeah. Well, I haven't heard these YouTube celebrities, but lately we've definitely been watching, like among which FLW's videos on YouTube. He does Pokemon Go videos mainly.
Oh yeah, how was your progression, Sonichu?
What's that?
How's your progression with the Pokestop?
Okay,
Yeah.
type in dolphin muzzle on YouTube, and you'll see what I was talking about.
Okay, I'll do that later.
Art gallery.
Anyway, yeah, the temple's been renominated, and it's in the voting process, so that's a good step in the right direction once again.
Yeah.
But anyway, aside from that, there was a video that FLW uploaded today that was really very interesting and
Interesting.
fairly insightful. It's about the recent update that talked about mega evolutions and how to get the mega energy to mega evolve the certain Pokemon, which personally they're more focused on the Kanto Trio and Beedrill. So those are only 4 mega evolutions we can get right now. But the thing is, we gotta go to the mega raids and earn the specific mega energies from them. And here's what FLW presented. He presented like kind of like a loop. So, all right, so go to mega raids, earn the candies, and then mega evolve your Pokemon. Then you go back to the raids for more mega candies. They can evolve, they can mega evolve your Pokemon again, and then that's like a looping cycle there. He worded it better, and yeah, that's his video, so here I have to say. But it brought to mind this classic line from Linus Van Pelt in one of the half-hour Charlie Brown specials. There's no time for love, Charlie Brown. So yeah, it's like Charlie Brown asked him, "Why do we have to have all this pressure on grades, Linus?" Well, I think the purpose of us going to school is to get good grades. So then we can go on to high school. And the purpose of that is to work hard, get good grades, so that we can go on to college. And the purpose of going to college is so we can get good grades and then go
Yeah.
on to graduate school. And the purpose of
Yep.
that is to work hard and get good grades so we can get a job and be successful. So we can get married. And here's the loop where it comes in: have kids, send them off to grammar school to get good grades so they can go to high school, get good grades, so they can go to college and work hard. Good grief. Thank you, Charles Schultz.
I always loved the Peanut comics.
Yeah. Oh boy, this eidetic memory works very well when it does.
Um, I know that. What was I trying to say? I know that yesterday. I mean, the other day, for your help, I caught the heat ran finally. Oh my gosh, and that
Yeah,
was probably out of 4 or 5.
yep. We were literally surrounded by raids of heat trend in the Charlottesville area around the Barracksville Shopping Center area.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, ended up finding 6 of them in total within that hour.
Bless you. Jeez.
Thank you.
Been tight.
And Megan, you know, if you were back, whenever you get back on your Pokemon Go app, I can be sure to invite you to some raids as well.
Okay, am I gonna need a remote raid pass for it?
Yeah, I would definitely recommend getting some remote raid passes so then you can remotely come in to Virginia all the way from Washington.
Yeah, that would be cool. Have you caught a Giratina yet, Spunk?
No, as much as I
Oh,
want one.
Well, you're not
I'm
alone.
sure it'll come back next Halloween.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Well, we don't have a Giratina in neither of our Pokemon Go accounts here either, so you're not alone.
Yeah.
But at least we
Oh,
finally.
I got one. It was last Halloween event. It was really hard to catch. Maybe we can
It's
remote raid pass this next Halloween, and hopefully they'll come out with it again.
oh
Yeah,
yes, my baby boy.
If I had more than one, I'd trade you one, but I only have my
Uh,
one baby.
It's okay. I know how it is. I only have I have one Groudon and one um Heatran. So
Ah, yeah.
yeah. At least we finally were able to get a bunch of legendary Pokemon in between the 2 phones here, so that's definitely good progress. Got a whole bunch of
Oh, yeah.
Rayquazas, a bunch of Deosses, and a bunch of Genesets. And we caught a red Geneset, named it Sega Red.
very nice.
We were gonna name it Sega, but it wouldn't let us do that. It didn't like there was a certain bad word in Sega. I don't get it.
What?
I think it's
But
because Sega is Nintendo's, nemesis, I guess in a sense. So I'm not
Did you find
surprised.
an Easter egg maybe with
no,
that?
no, anyway. So still, just adding the word red to the end of Sega, the app was okay with that. But yeah, that was essentially word association there. I mean, you say Genesis, even like the band Genesis. I'm gonna say
Mm-hmm.
Sega.
Can we run through some of these questions, Sonny?
Okay. Well,
Uh, okay. Did Bob like rock and roll?
Mr. C. No, he was mainly into jazz and the classics, blues, and yeah, he was not into country or pop or rock and roll type of thing.
Okay, so jazz and yeah, not
Yeah,
yeah, jazz and classics.
I
Okay.
forget there was a hierarchy Mama had in her knocking about this. But yeah, classical blues, uh, jazz, boogie woogie. I mean, you could essentially get a grasp on, if you consider classic, like Mozart and that sort of thing,
Oh yeah.
being like the oldest or the earliest form of music, and then you get progressive and higher. You could say Mr. C's taste in music was about as high as the somewhere in the 40s or 50s.
Huh.
So yeah, jazz is pretty much the highest point you have gotten out of him. He doesn't like country music either.
Huh. That's interesting because somebody hypothesized that somebody that he might be a jazz fan, but I'm glad to
But
hear he liked the classics. That's
yeah,
good.
but he's a major he's a major jazz fan.
Huh,
Okay.
that makes sense. He seems to have the rhythm for it. Any gospel?
He likes gospel music too.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
that's
like,
good. Yeah.
so like Blue Brothers,
Okay. So can someone asked? Can you speak more about who and what CWC Cyclite is?
Oh, quick cyclite. Okay,
Correct.
so this is my mama's self counterparts, who's literally a DC branded superhero because Mama created her in the DC Universe Online game, and she ended up being generated in that alt dimension, and then ended up coming into C197 from there, and essentially has like electric and psychic powers and can
Huh.
fly. That's. Then her name is also Christine Weston Chow, but she does not have a Sonichu form, so she's not a Sonichu. So yeah, but she migrated here, and she also has been all her life psychically linked to this OG Chris Chan, been chronicling every single detail about her in graphic novels.
mm,
Okay.
And
Okay.
she can actually go fast at the time or just chill within her own personal subspace, to where essentially she goes in, she stays there for a while, and when she leaves, time hasn't passed that much from our time. So yeah, she gets a lot done in there in
Hmm.
writing and chronicling all this, and also resting. She sleeps in there, up and on.
me and her could be good friends then.
Does it does it go faster or slower than Sonichu?
Oh, no, actually, for quick cyclite, she typically is of human speed, or when she runs, she can like run up to or around 1 to 500 miles an hour at best.
Hmm. Interesting.
So yeah,
Um, I guess. Yeah. I guess this one should have been coupled with the other one, but somebody wanted to know how many of Bob's records do you still have, and if so, do you still use them?
in this house, between what's inside the house, what's in the garden shed, and I'm guessing any that's within the workshop right now. Just going with what's on Mama's memories here. I'm just say roughly around or less than 100 or so records, and we haven't played them in a long time. Though we have a newer version of a record player that can hook up to a USB computer, so you can rip music from LPs and convert them into digital.
Oh, is that something that Mr. C got, or is that something
No,
you
that was actually
acquired
something
recently?
Mama got. She ended up a few years ago winning. She had redeemed a bunch of scratch lottery numbers onto the online website, those codes, and she won a $500 Crutchfield gift certificate, and she ended up buying that record player.
Oh,
Oh,
that's very
nice.
cool. I have a record player in my house.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't think you want to bug Eddie and of Ed and Eddie with this record player. He tries to put a record on that, but he's too short, and he just bounces all over the place. He's like to his record player, "You're firewood."
So, what next? What is your favorite Pokemon game ever?
Mama's favorite Pokemon game ever. Well, I guess you can also ask me as well, or rather, which generation? I mean, just check.
The question isn't very specific, so I guess you have enough leeway to go either way. Just what is your favorite Pokemon game ever? So I'm guessing across generations, across consoles, all of the above.
Yeah. I think Mama's favorite would have to be Generation 3. Either Ruby, Sapphire, or Emerald. But, I guess she could do with Emerald since that's the better of the three. And she also likes Pokemon. She also really enjoyed Pokemon Coliseum and XD since she was able to migrate from those three cartridges, as well as Fire Red and Leaf Green. And really got Inuyasha up that 100 trainer mountain.
Yeah.
Hmm.
This one, you could either just say yes or no to if you don't want to answer it. If you could meet any of your past trolls, who would you choose?
Uh, boy. Okay, let me. Okay, that's. Uh, okay, well,
Feel free to just say no if you don't want to answer it.
uh, it's all good. I think if anybody want to meet the person who pretended to be Clyde Cash,
Huh. That's a good
those
one.
are people because Mama heard that there was possibly more than one person, and then possibly being women, but that's beside the point.
Well, yeah, the person who wrote the book. Fuck it, I might as well just say the person who wrote the book was Clyde's girlfriend. So yeah.
Clyde's
Wait,
an older one, isn't he?
Well, the person who wrote the book, what was it? The girl who the short little novelette or whatever it was. That was Clyde's girlfriend that wrote the book.
Yeah, but I was
And
just saying,
then
like that was an older generation, I guess, troll, wasn't it?
yeah, they're all really the same. They just change identities. That's the
yeah.
Yeah.
secret.
I mean,
They-
yeah, Clyde Cash existed in C197, but yeah, he's been in and out, but he's mostly long gone essentially. But here in this dimension, um, you say Clyde's girlfriend. Uh, I'm guessing you're referring to Panda Halo, or Sarah Cassandra McKenzie, as she had called herself.
well, this is a little bit of, I guess, inside baseball, but Clyde was a cuck, and he used to get bossed around and bullied by his girlfriend.
Toxic.
People on the PBCC and CWC forums used to make fun of him.
Yeah, they find him more the person who was pretending to be Clyde.
They would make fun of Clyde because he had a very big ego and he thought he was the be all end all.
Yeah,
Okay, what are your thoughts on virtual reality games?
they're cool. Not
Any favorites? Or
nothing to say offhand. We don't have any VR helmets in the house right now. Though, if we were to get one, we'd probably get the one for the PlayStation 4.
oh, the you'd get the PlayStation 4 version?
There's only PlayStation 4 VR headsets sold right now. Besides, Oculus.
The ones that work with the iPhones.
Oh yeah, I was just
Yeah,
about to. Yeah, I was gonna say like I've noticed another version. They have the ones they're kind of just like goggles. Yeah, they just go over.
they're not really the greatest, to be 100% honest.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but if I was to get any VR helmets, it'd be the one for the PlayStation 4.
Nice. Um, what do you think? What do you want to be remembered as, and what do you think you will be? Whoever wrote this is weird. Wrote it in a weird way. What do you want to be remembered as, and what do you think you will be remembered for?
I guess for Mama, if well, she wants to be remembered as for who she is. With for her life so far and still ongoing. She's essentially living on forever, and this body's living forever. By the way, you know that. But she would probably want to be remembered as kind, positive person she always has been and is always meant to be, and That's despite every single negative that was inadvertently or mistakenly taken, done by her or said by her and taken out of context and whatever else. Just she wants to be remembered for everything that's true and positive about her, really, and also the literal goddess that she is,
Yeah.
and then of course her art and books and all that. What was the second part of that question?
Oh, the second part was, what do you want to be? The question was, um, what do you want to be remembered as, and what do you think you will be remembered as?
Oh, what do I? Does she think?
So, the second, you already answered the first part. The second part is just, people's perception, and you kind of
Yeah,
answered that you answered that in
yeah,
the first one.
yeah. Pretty
I
much,
was
she
gonna
said
do
Yeah, okay, and
remembering her as a goddess.
yeah, and then this one ties in with the last, and then after this, I'll go to a more fun question. But
Uh,
uh, do you think your discovery on the internet has led to more good or more bad? Whoever wrote that question, that's not a it's not a yeah. Anyway,
gonna say a mix. I'm gonna say
hmm
it was good for her mental and cognitive development, but bad as it was emotionally scarring and damaging, but still more beneficial for the mental development that she needed to go through.
that's a good way to put it's a good way to look at it. A lot of other people with even a modicum of internet fame or internet yeah would go or have gone mad from it. So, okay, let's, a little more fun one here. What is your favorite Disney movie, and why do you like it over the rest?
Mama's favorite movie of all time is Mary Poppins, the original.
Oh, I love that movie.
Okay,
Mhm.
yeah, that's a Disney movie, and why do you like it over the rest?
Reason her original reasoning for she remembers the animated segment where Dick Van Dyke and Julie Andrews were in the chalkboard painting and the animated penguin waders. She liked the animated parts and that it was just simply delightful and musical throughout. I mean, who doesn't love or hasn't heard of supercalifragilisticexpialidocious?
Expialidocious. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. That's what we do. Okay.
Learning speed
Yeah,
potion, make the medicine go down.
Yes, exactly.
another fun one. What is your favorite DreamWorks movie, and why do you prefer it over the others?
DreamWorks. I'm not.
I believe DreamWorks is. I think when they said DreamWorks, I think they meant Pixar.
What,
Well, no, DreamWorks is like, The Road to El Dorado,
Oh,
Spirited.
okay,
How to Train Your
okay, all right.
Dragon.
Okay, never
and
mind.
they did
I
the
don't
Shrek.
Transformers movies too.
leave me alone. I only watch anime. I'm not a fan of
It's
Western
okay.
anime. Leave me. Alone.
But I can answer both. Mama's favorite Pixar movie of all time is the first Toy Story movie.
I prefer Toy Story 2 over 1 and 3. And 4. 4 I
She
just felt was a cash grab.
she hasn't really watched
Yeah.
the other three movies yet. At least this brain hasn't. But as for favorite DreamWorks movie, not can't say for sure. So offhand, I'm gonna go with the Bumblebee movie.
Ooh, the bee.
Yay!
Is that the one with Seinfeld?
No,
No,
farmers.
not the Bee
Transformers.
movie.
Oh, okay, not B movie, the Bumblebee. Okay,
Yeah, I'm talking about the
I'm
latest
having,
Transformers
yeah,
movie.
I'm having a slow moment.
That is a
A
DreamWorks movie,
favorite of
though. You're
mine too.
correct.
Well, once they got things away from Michael Bay, that's
Oh
Yeah,
always a
yeah,
yeah.
good
thank
it's always a
goodness.
good
Too
starting
many
point.
explosions, patriotisms, and not enough focus on the Autobots and Decepticons. Too much,
Yeah.
too much hate
Exactly.
against them as well.
Yeah, exactly. Why? Next one. Why do you think people perceived you to have anti-LGBT views slash racist views in the past?
That would definitely be going to at any time, at most times before mid before June 2014, Mama really, really, really disliked the majority of all other male humans, because because from her point of view, she was like they were taking away all the other potential women who could be her partners and essentially leaving her with none to choose from. And then she felt like, and then she had she had thought back then as well that those online trolls that were picking on her, that they were gay men, because she was also being constantly mislabeled as a homosexual dude and all that. So she just kind of like this. She kind of like misassociated and just shamed everybody until 2014, when she was coming out more into her trans womanhood and realized she was bisexual, and into realizing she was bisexual. So she started cooling down in 2014
That's good.
on that. So that's a whole bunch of past details that's long outdated these days.
Yeah.
And see, the
Well,
one
it's all a link in it's all a link in the chain, so it all links backward and forward. That's why it's good to clarify these little details, especially for those who only have an outsider perspective and not a true and honest insight. Especially when as you know, certain people will go out of their way to misrepresent things, and that's one of the reasons why Lane Chu and other chroniclers were brought in to set the record straight and
Yeah,
to get all the sort of knock some sense into people.
yeah. Especially for what's left of this timeline, anyway. Before I go back in
Okay,
time and undo
yeah.
the errors.
Okay, this is applicable to all the timelines and to everything, but the way that this person asked the question, it just brought up it brought up what Josh said earlier about they were asking about the tugboat, and it just reminded me that Josh was saying, like if you or Mama are interested in it, at any time, at any point, if you want to come up with a schedule, if you want to go on streams, if you want to do whatever, make one page, make any art. Josh has an LLC and an LLP ready to go with your name on it, and you and Mama will receive a stipend to the point where you will be able to keep your Social Security, your tugboat, and everything, and you will be able to receive all the money that you would get. So, as long as you're able to stick to a plan and create a budget, and possibly just show up every once in a while on a stream here or there, because remember, people will pay for you to show up, and we would 100% make sure that it's not anybody trollish, no bravery jerk nonsense, nothing like that. It would always be it would always be legit.
Yeah, that question is very complicated
Yeah, that
because
was more of a yeah. It's just like this. Yeah, think. Go ahead and think on that, and just
yeah,
remember
I
that that's
thought about
there.
that. I was thinking about it as I was listening to it. I mean, just essentially, I don't feel that even with Mama's technology, we have we have a totally right, modern, current amount of technology or cameras inability to be able to do that as easily. Plus this brain doesn't totally is not totally tech savvy with that, even with the technology she has. And the best she could do is what I was able to do a few months ago within watching the first three parts of Analysts Anarchy Red versus Blue. By the way, part four is coming out early September, so I'll be doing
oh, really?
a reaction video then as well. But yeah, that's essentially the best. And it's just like she would need like a local team here in order to help this brain to understand what can be done, what needs to be done, how she can use this camera or that piece of tech with this, and then all that. And then aside from that, the scheduling, the way things have been working around here, is just an erratic scheduling because so many things spring up spur of the moment, and we have to be ready for anything that's spur of the moment, especially with considering with the shifts between dimensions and timelines here, there, everywhere, and it's just been that way around. So, and Mama's even noticed subconsciously for a long time that she's been just working by, just doing things as she felt, and pretty much goes runs too for today. Just doing as we feel and are able to do during this point in time. Because cosmic energies, because just like one day it can be like totally putting a whole massive amount of energy into this body, so it could be like do a whole bunch of things for I don't know, maybe for well more than 12 hours in the span, or that sort of thing, or like just like sort of, or it could just like totally drain it and totally disable it, and then the whole day is ruined. So it's just they.
Yeah. Okay. What? Somebody asked. You had to retire from the mayorship of CWCville because it was too much responsibility. Are you sure you want to become a deity? It has a lot more responsibilities than being mayor. That
Um,
person obviously doesn't understand the lore, but
but what?
go ahead and
Okay,
answer.
but that was actually okay. Well, that fell on Christine Chen, Mama's self counterpart in C197, and she literally fell into that. And this goes along with the past dislike of the LGBT, where you know where Christine Chen went forward in time to obviously an alternate timeline where they literally had come up with this anti-gay serum, and then she literally came back in time with that, and obviously this was not put in book 10, but yeah, Magic Chan just knew that that was coming and wasn't going to be able to stop Christine Chan from doing that, but and she was about to essentially going to put it in the water system, but then she got stopped by Magic Chan, and she had to resign from being mayor at that time. And aside from that, from all the other all the other specimens of that particular substance that might have been brought back in time were just essentially neutralized and properly disposed of. All of it.
Huh. Interesting.
Except for that which was ejected into nature, because that did happen, but obviously he came back around. It just like it hit him at first, but it was essentially immune to it.
Hmm.
So go figure paradoxes, solve timelines, and the effects, and yada 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 yada.
Okay. There's a second part to.
Yes, I am
Okay.
getting to that. So,
Okay.
right. So again, that was on Christine Chan. This did not affect Mama as much because she the bigger head even above Christine Chan, and just the rest of us in our area, Quickville, and all that, along with everybody. All the others, like we, in our dimension, we also have everybody else, including Donald Ducks, Homer Simpson, Peter Griffin, Eric Cartman, Gumball Watterson, Kim Possible, yada 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 yada. Everybody else that's living in our dimension on Earth and in outer space and all of that. But all right. So meanwhile, back here to your Christine Weston Chandler Sanchi of 1218. Your Chris Chan, the OG one. Yeah, she's always been a deity, and she had been training to be a deity throughout her entire life without realizing it, and just this bit with being cited as mayor. Well, that was mainly on Christine Chan's part. That was I was just more also kind of in part to Chris Chan as well, but yeah, it was just a whole bunch. But when it came to her just feeling being off and on in this dimension, it was essentially due to the fated events in the cosmic differences between dimensions and timelines and so forth. Plus, also the emotional bullshit she was getting from all those freaking haters and bullies over the years, and all that. And then, so it just she needed more time to toughen up, and then she did. And throughout the months with Idea Guy, we ended up with her finally going to taking her real first steps into becoming a deity with getting help from Scarlet, the original CPU of the Commodore consoles, thus promoting Mama to that bunch of responsibility as well, because we all felt there was time for her to take up that part, and it was a time of need considering what the shit Idea Guy was doing at the time. So yeah, Mama's actually been progressing and doing a whole lot better since then. So yeah, essentially she has stepped up and is earning more so the right to be the literal deity that she is. And that was a brainful and a mouthful.
Yeah.
But you did good. That was a lot.
Okay, this is this is the second part to it, and it makes sense in a way. It says to reduce stress over being a deity, why not give someone else the mantle of CPU Blue Heart like you gave Allison Amber the mayorship of CWC Bill?
We already have somebody for that. That's literally our present CPU of our secondary CPU of Quickville, the CPU battery charged Blue Heart. Damn, why is this brain being well? The girl that was formerly known as Anurbis. Why is her current name escaping this memory? Jeez. Something. I'll have to look it up later. But anyway, so she is our second. She's like our CPU younger sister. Like Purple Sister is to Purple Heart. Nepgear to Neptune.
Like a CPU candidate?
Yeah, there you go. That's the right term. Although during the time when Mama was stepping up towards becoming an official CPU herself, we had Barry Charged Blue Heart filling in that role in Mama's stead at that time to fill out the role that we needed at the time during those months of freaking Idea Guy.
Yeah.
I will ask one more question.
Okay. How is Brendan Fraser doing as mayor of CWC Bill?
Well, he's holding up okay. He does as much as he mainly just does the short office work, while the executive decisions are mainly made between the CPUs. So he's he's definitely like the third heartbeat in line. Like, second vice president to use the term in a fair comparison. Yeah, but mainly Sabrina's been able to fulfill the role as well, and in the Christian Sanchi that's present in this timeline that we have now that is existent. I mean, that is here in 1218 along with us, her body, along with her magic chan, as opposed to the one that was originally from here, this timeline that is now waiting for me to come back in time to April 10th, 2020 with this body and deliver it to her while she's still waiting there in my body. I miss so much. I miss the max speed, and I miss being in the same dimension as Rosie.
It's okay. You're good. You've been doing good.
And I definitely drained all my mental energy there.
Yeah.
So yeah, just Brendan Fraser in his role and paper pushing, what he does, just yada yada yada. He's doing his job.
That's good.
That's good at least.
Hey, pardon me for the interruption, but I heard the dude that played Black Panther died at 43 years old from colon cancer.
What the main actor?
Yeah, the main
Yeah.
actor.
Oh shit! Now we got Poe. Now we got Poe and his insubordinate to take on the Black Panther in all future Marvel movies.
Chadwick Boseman
Oh,
died
wow.
at 42, 43 years old, colon cancer, and was apparently battling the disease for 4 years. So ever since 2016.
That man has been pushing good. Then, if he's able to do that role and battle cancer, jeez.
I'm quite surprised because that dude looked healthy when he in those movies. He looked healthy. But then again, it is possible to disguise your illness because cancer is like an interior thing, and it doesn't really show up until a little later in the final stages. But you see, apparently they were working on Black Panther 2 at the time, or at least it was in the writing stages. But now that this happened, I don't honestly see how they could do another one without him.
Yeah, they got to go down to the second in line, or when all the OCs come in from C197 in this timeline, the actual Black Panther shows up.
Oh, thank God. You know, hey Bismuth, I want to ask you, since I'm sure you've seen this before, have there been instances where the main actor dies and he or she had to be replaced because of the death, or were there also instances where they just ended the show because of the main actor dying?
What, you mean like in The Crow?
No, but like in anything. And I know in The Crow he died, but the thing though was that when Brandon Lee died, at the time of the production, it was already getting close to the end. So when he died, like accidentally during that scene where he gets shot, apparently they were already done with like 2/3 of the movie. So they were still able to release it. It's just when they got to some like certain scenes where they didn't shoot, they just had him digitally like put in there, like somehow.
Oh yeah,
his face.
yeah, like Princess Leia, and then also Nova mentioned Philip Seymour Hoffman was replaced in Hunger Games.
Well, Hoffman was still there. I think you're talking about like in Mockingjay.
And that guy
1.
from Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, I think in Fast 7, I think they were able to do some stuff. I think with Paul Walker's character, Brian O'Connor, that I don't know if they were able to successfully recreate him. But then again, his siblings all look like him. Oh, and also to answer Kyle's question, in Mockingjay 2, they already did a lot of footage with Hoffman in there. So the only part where he kind of had to be replaced, like digitally, was like that very last scene where he just sees the execution of Snow when at the end it turns out that Katniss ends up assassinating the successor to Snow, Coin. And there is this person that looks like Hoffman, but it's actually a CG like recreation. So I wouldn't say he wasn't replaced like physically, but they just had to put in there just for a brief like minute or so. And in regards to like Rogue One, where Leia was put in there, no, Fisher was still alive at the time when Rogue One was being made. It was just they needed to make Leia look younger because the film took place before Star Wars Episode 4. And as for Rise of Skywalker, they just used archive footage, and I think they used maybe some digital, I think. I'm not so sure. But it is possible to create deepfake of younger Han, Luke, and Leia. And I'm hearing word that Disney is thinking of scrapping the entire sequel trilogy and replacing it with another one, where they'll essentially like do deepfakes of all 3 major characters. Basically younger ones. But it's 2020 and it's definitely possible. And it's Disney. If they really wanted to, they could do it. They can do a deepfake sequel trilogy. It may not feel as natural, but it will look maybe convincing to the point where people won't even care.
Alright, well, listen, I got a split. I'm just feeling a little tired, but it was good talking with y'all. And
Oh yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
We'll do this again. Alright?
Alright. Hopefully we can finish up that and just have fun and convene about it. Convene on everything else.
All right. Well, thanks for listening and just talking with me. I'll talk to y'all again next time.
All right.
Anytime.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a good night, Sonic True.
Night night.
Good night.